All right, y'all ready to kick this thing off,
Y'all
man?
ready
Nickel
for this?
package.
All right, first question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. Does Darius Smith get a sack in his first game for the Lions?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Look at Neal.
Yes.
He's looking for a reason to say no.
Yes.
Yes.
It would be fun.
Listen.
Emotion, all of that. A Sunday night game, national television. I think my man's going to find a way to get one.
He's energized. He's with a better squad, better situation. And worst case scenario, if you can't get it from the edge, he also plays inside. Mm-hmm. They're weak inside.
And he defends the run
Yeah.
at a very good level.
There you
defends
go.
the run at a very good level. That's why, like, the Uche thing didn't make sense to, like, the people that, like, lost their shit about the Josh Uche thing. I didn't understand it, man.
It wasn't from the player itself. It was just from the fact that Brad Holmes didn't do anything yet.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I know. Here we are, everybody.
Yep. That's what we got to do.
Was that a tone enough or no?
A little bit.
All right, second down.
Second down, second question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. This smells like a game that Jared Goff goes off in. He hasn't really, the past two, he hasn't really had to. You know, he hasn't had the big games where you see him throw for, 270 to 300 yards. It smells like a Jared Goff game. Do you agree?
Well, you can't throw for 270 yards when you get the ball at the 10-yard line every single time.
That's fair,
or
right?
when the defense is getting pick sixes and scoring right before the half and things like that. He only gets to play with like 6 or 7 possessions. You know what I'm saying? And they're out there. Those people, Spenny, that you speak of, they're out there.
Yep.
The yardage people, all of it. Like, every game smells like a Jared Goff game because he's one of the best quarterbacks in football this year. Am I crazy? Am I crazy?
Nope.
Is he one
This
of the
year, no, you're not.
Last year.
Last year,
Yeah,
too?
oh, absolutely.
The year before
No,
that?
you have to give it not so much a year before, but the last couple of years, yes.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in football. I know we're not conditioned to think that. I know we're not. And some people don't allow themselves to do it.
I get the context in which you're saying it, though, Spenny, in fairness, and not that you don't. Look, I think Houston's going to do some things. I do. I'm going to say it again. I think Houston's going to come alive. What better way to measure yourself against the best? And these are the positions that we as Lion fans have to accept, okay? Now all of a sudden we go in every week and we're getting somebody's best. They want to measure themselves against the Detroit Lions. Those aren't things that we saw before. Now all of a sudden you have veterans like KG, you brought up Zadarius Smith. Detroit is a destination. Detroit is a destination. Why wouldn't a guy want to come here?
That man put the stuff on his social media before he got traded.
Right.
Yeah.
Really? Why wouldn't a guy? So, Spenny, yes, because and what goes hand in hand with that is my thought. I think the Texans are going to get some of theirs. I think that they're going to make a run at that over. The last I saw, 48.5? I think there's going to be a run at that over in this game. I really do.
That's fair.
There could be. No doubt there could be. No doubt there could be.
And again, DJ Bieneme on the Texans beat reporter said their safeties are weak. They're really weak up the seam are the Houston Texans. So expect J-Mo up the middle.
Man, these guys sound like they suck.
Sam Laporta.
No, he literally said
was,
that.
Yeah, he
Ermanni
they're not
said, we
good.
look forward to seeing you in the Super Bowl. He was like, not with this team.
Yeah. But, yeah, so expect J-Mo,
You
Laporta.
say his name? Are you sure? What was his name? Silky Johnson?
It's not Silky Johnson. Hey.
Right.
All right, next question of the Detroit.
Real quick, Spenny. Steven Syrett, Black Santa checks his list 3 times. Mike G. Neal, Stick has me on a mission to buy a Black Santa at CVS for the studio. No, we need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
I
need
can
it.
grab
We do.
one. Yeah, there's.
We need it like right here on the
Like
desk.
I said, they normally have them
Does
at like
he deliver
the
to
9 and
stockings? That's the only thing on my mind. Does he? Are there stockings? Like, does Black Santa acknowledge stockings?
Oh yeah, if you talk to the chat,
Right.
you know what the chat says he brings with
it
him.
depends.
Stockings are full of Boston baked beans,
Boston
apparently.
baked beans.
Yeah.
I was
And,
gonna
what
say,
is
it
it?
depends on what you get
and
in it.
menthol cigarettes. Isn't it?
Right. It cools. It's got to be cools.
All right, well, we got a lot of
Be
Black
cool.
Santa coming up here pretty soon.
Yes,
but
we do.
First things first. Question 3 of the Detroit Lions nickel package. The Detroit Lions have a top 10 defense so far this year. They called me a madman for saying the Lions would have a top 10 defense this year.
Top 5 offense, top 5 scoring defense.
Number 1 offense.
Yeah.
This popped in my head, by the way. Nickel package over the holiday season. Black Santa nickel package, KG. That's gonna be we're doing it.
Let's do it.
We're doing
down.
it.
Spin the sleigh. Spin the
sleigh.
Instead of spin the block.
They did. But when
the
you broke
sleigh.
it down, Spenny, like when you did it, it checked the boxes.
Yeah.
Like you made me believe, right? You said Kirby Joseph will lead the league in interceptions.
I did.
He damn near is.
Tied.
By that logic, when you put that in the mix with an Aiden Hutchinson and an Alex Anzalone, who we universally mocked when they signed. Not one person that watches this show, works at this network,
That's true.
said that's an elite signing. That's money well spent.
like,
Not
they
one
really
person.
extend him?
But wrap your head around it. He's a good linebacker in the NFL. A very good linebacker in the NFL. When you start to parlay all these things, Sean, we should have been better at that.
And not even me, who was saying they'd be top 10, would say that if Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg, do you think they're still? I'm like,
Right.
no, fuck no.
Yeah.
But
Here we
like
are.
you said, Jack Campbell, top 10 graded linebacker in the NFL this year.
Leads the team in tackles.
Yeah, leads the team in tackles. Ali McNeil has been playing lights out. He's got just as many or more pressures than Dexter Lawrence in the past like 4 weeks. I've said it.
Damn.
Yes.
Dexter Lawrence.
Yes, he's got the most pressures from the interior defensive line in the NFL over the past 4 weeks.
This team is
But
different.
I said this a couple times on my show, and Easy doesn't want to agree with it.
What, you said Jared Goff's good?
It's not the best safety tandem in the NFL. The Lions have the best secondary in the NFL. Look up Carlton Davis
agree.
and Terrion Arnold's man coverage numbers. Terrion Arnold is a top 10 man coverage corner in the NFL right now. Carlton Davis is a top 5 man coverage corner in the NFL right now. They have the best secondary. I
Now,
believe
isn't
it.
it insane? Because this goes back to what you were just saying a couple minutes ago. Okay, I understand why people were hesitant or giving you shit for that and calling you a slapdick for saying things
I
like
said
that.
it.
Look at you guys. This is what we did to our secondary last year. We did the corners. Like we just said, this isn't working. All I was hoping for, and I'm with you. I'm calling myself out. All I was hoping for was to be better. This is a dream to be here. This is an absolute dream. And if anything, it just hammers home what I've been trying to hammer home. This man's credit line, Brad Holmes' credit line, we've never seen anything like it in this town. I mean, it's insane. This is a completely different credit line than credit lines we've seen in this town. And all he did in the offseason is very quietly take a bunch of money from the offshore account and load it into that credit line to make it grow even bigger. Because, Spenny, if I would have heard you say that, I would have called you a slapdick.
Yeah, they're top 3 in takeaways in the NFL.
Yep.
They're top 5 in scoring defense. It's crazy.
And you ain't even have your full complement. You're going to get Iffy and Emmanuel Mosley back at some point.
Oh, and J-Mo's back too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Free J-Mo.
J-Mo back's on the offensive side.
Jeez,
J-Mo's back.
Stop it. This is
Jeez,
crazy
Pete,
right
man.
now. They're getting
It
healthy
is.
at the
We're
right
in a
time.
simulation right now,
Yeah,
are we
it
not?
is.
It's a
It
dream.
yeah.
This is
It's-
almost like destiny. I hate to say it.
I said it was the infinite Tsukiyomi, and I mean it's nerd anime stuff, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's the villain puts you to sleep forever, and you're having the best dream you could ever think of, and you think it's real. I think that's me right now. I wake up every morning, and the Detroit Lions are the best football team on planet Earth. This is not a real thing.
It's not
The
a dream.
only thing missing is late 90s Carmen Electra up here.
Yes.
I'm going to
For
turn
real.
around and she's going to be sitting right there.
Yeah.
What another
Hey.
day, Neal? I've been hanging with Black Santa.
She probably had some good nudes too.
What I would do when I was doing the Lions game day live at Fox is it was absolutely asked that we had to be there at 7 in the morning because you have the local programming, then you have the national programming live from London or Dusseldorf or wherever.
Which is
the
all
fuck-
inferior to what we do at Woodward Sports, by the way.
Well, 1,000%. And so, with that being said, you know what I would do? Well, I'm up. So I would roll to one of those brunches in my neighborhood. A lot of times a bar said, come watch the Lions and we got a brunch. I'm up anyway, so I'm going to do it. Now, it's different if I'm in La La Land, if I'm having the dreams that you have
Yes.
about the Lions winning Super Bowls. My dreams have consisted with Big Macs just flying around in the sky.
You said
The past-
today's the day.
Oh, today's the day. I'm doing it.
You're going back in.
Oh,
damn
my
right.
gosh. All week long, I don't know why. I've had a
It's a
Big
good
Mac
sandwich,
on my
man.
mind.
Burger. Sorry.
I am going to destroy a
close,
Big Mac.
yeah.
I mean, and if you want to bet at Caesars, put the over/under in an hour. I'll have one in me in an hour. But to me,
I'll take those.
Pause.
under normal circumstances, Neal, under normal circumstances, I don't have any interest in watching that game on Sunday. I mean, none. But if you're up, it's on, right?
Which is weird because I don't participate in the shitty Thursday night game, but I do in the shitty European game.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Okay, whenever you have the underwear Olympics going on, okay, there is a 3 or 4 day span where all the TVs in my house are just on the NFL Network. I may not necessarily be watching it, but it's one of those things. If I'm doing something around the house, playing with the puppy, whatever the case may be, it's like, oh yeah, and then you stop and you watch it, and then you move on.
Yep.
You can't watch the whole underwear Olympics in its entirety from Indy, okay?
Yeah.
But as living, breathing organisms who also happen to be sports fans, and if you're watching them right now, you're one of them, we watch it. It's on. I don't know why I do it every year.
Yeah.
It's just something I do. And that's the same thing with the Sunday morning games. I'm with you. Boy, you bring up another. I watched maybe a half hour of that last night, that game. Like, when it got good, I was like, all right, now I'm going to dial in. Now I'm on the couch, and I'm going to watch the rest of this game. When the Ravens kind of came roaring back and took the lead, then I was all in. But do I say to myself, like on a Sunday afternoon, all right, it's 8:15. I got to get my peacock on. Let's go to the cock. No! No!
Hey, yo!
Woodward Sports chat thread, Jonesy, Kathy Ireland greater than Carmen Electra. I won't kill you on that.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic kicker, too.
I'm a Carmen fan. So.
Well, I mean,
That went over.
that's your area.
I can't kill you on it though.
Kathy
You know,
Ireland is more y'all era. Like Carmen is ours. You know, that's a '90s product right there.
Do you remember Kathy Ireland kicking in Necessary Roughness?
I do.
Okay, cool.
See?
I wanted
Welcome
one
to
person remember
football. Yeah, no, I remember that. Oh yeah, well, we got to finish that nickel package.
Yeah,
right?
yes, we do.
that. Sorry, Spenny.
All right, fourth question of
Fourth
the Detroit Lions nickel package. Who was the biggest offseason addition? Carlton Davis, DJ Reader, Kevin Zeitler, or Jake Bates?
Kevin Zeitler.
You might
my
get 4
gut
different
reaction
answers.
to-
Yeah, you really could.
DJ
There's no
Reader.
wrong answer.
I think it's Carlton Davis.
See?
Gosh, my
I think it's DJ
gut
Reader.
reaction was that, but then I went to Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
no
if
wrong
you say
answer.
DJ Reader, I'm not going to argue with you either.
It's no
Because the
wrong
offensive
answer.
line would have been elite without Zeitler.
True,
He
but
definitely helps. But, like,
no, he's been great this year,
Carlton
especially
Davis has
in
been
run
insane.
blocking too. Because
Yes.
I know that was the big knock on Zeitler. Oh, he's great in pass pro, but he doesn't run block as well. No, he's been great in run blocking as well. So
You have to look at. I think you have to look at units. We all knew what we
Pause.
knew about the offensive line.
no, that's true. That's true.
Boy, units and Cox. I'm sorry. Big Max. But listen, Spenny, I think there's validity to what you're saying. Like, what we didn't expect is a secondary.
True. You needed a veteran leader in that secondary,
Yeah.
and Carlton Davis has been about as good as you can ask him to be.
And I say it's DJ Reader because Aiden Hutchinson is no longer, and the show goes on.
Yeah.
And they continue to stop the run.
Brad
Hey, and
Holmes
when he
any
was
good?
here, he was a DPOY candidate. So I'm just saying, like,
Is Brad Holmes any good? I mean, I think we just have to have that conversation. Is this
You
guy
know,
any
you know
good?
what we don't do, and then we're gonna go on this tangent again. We don't list it and then react.
Right.
Like like when Spenny was listing it, I was like, God,
Yeah.
I do this for a living.
we could do it again, too.
I never stopped and thought about it.
Yeah.
I never stopped and thought of like tick, 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 tick. Like it's insane. He just don't miss.
Speaking of which, question 5 of the Lions nickel package. Did Brad Holmes really bring the best quarterback, offensive lineman, and defensive end in the history of the Detroit Lions to us in 2 years?
damn right he did.
Why are you doing this to me?
Hey,
crazy.
I cooked with this one, not gonna lie.
Spenny,
2 years.
think about this. This is the one. This is the move to me, Sean. He got one of the best quarterbacks in football and got paid a first round and got paid Jamison Williams to do it.
Yeah.
2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Think about that. All right.
He got paid Jamison Williams to do it.
While we're having the parade, now I'm going to be the stick in the mud. I'm not going to call Jared Goff the best quarterback yet. Okay?
No, one of.
Yes,
One
one of them. Yes, I'm not going to say it yet. I would put
I
what
am.
we've seen in other spots up with anything. The offensive line, I think one of the misnomers that kind of pissed me off in the early 90s, and I was glad to hear Barry say it, is how many times did you hear somebody say, can you imagine if Barry Sanders had a great offensive line like the Dallas Cowboys? It wasn't like it was chopped liver, okay? When you got an offensive line that the Lions...
Lomas is in the Hall of Fame.
Right. I mean,
Shout out to Glow.
that was something that kind of agitated me, and I know it agitated the big
Did Kevin
fella.
Glover ever end up getting in?
I'm not sure.
I don't believe he
Lomas
did.
will be there one day. I promise you.
Yeah.
He'll
Herman
be there
should be
one
in
day.
there, too.
But
Preach.
Glover and so you had a situation where, yeah, maybe it wasn't Dallas line, but it was a pretty damn good line. And I've been very happy to see Barry Sanders acknowledge that. This is by far the best offensive line I've ever seen. And the defensive line, I would put this up here, and I'm really aging myself. The Silver Rush with Al Bubba Baker, William Gay, Doug English. I would put this up there, especially when Hutch is in there. I would put that up there with the force that those guys brought. Not to disrespect Jay Ball and what he brought in the 90s. Jerry Ball was a beast. He was a beast. Just a disruptor in the
couldn't
middle
stay
of the
healthy,
line.
yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it is. It's
yes, Spenny, that's a long-winded way to say yes. We can have those conversations.
I don't even want to entertain this, but I'm going to because it's so ridiculous. Weezy D313 says, and running back and wide receiver.
Stop it.
No.
Stop.
No. He says, sorry, Tron, sorry,
Stop
Barry.
it.
They got locked up in playoff games. Stop. Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. Calvin Johnson is arguably the greatest wide receiver.
And you know
of
who
all
says
time.
that?
Period. Stop.
The people that played
Yes.
Exactly.
the game. But I will say this. Somebody hit me with this on Twitter. And I shouldn't even do it now because we don't have time, and I know what it's going to lead to. Is Penei Sewell the best Lion ever?
It's arguable.
I said,
It's
they
arguable.
called me a madman. I said Penei Sewell will be a top 3 Detroit Lion in the history of the franchise.
Is he right now?
No.
He's on the way.
Who's third?
He is. Oh, you mean he's the top
Is he
3
third
right
right
now?
now?
Yeah. I would. Yeah.
Sean, is he third right now?
I saw Billy Sims. I'll say it till my dying breath.
Joe Schmidt, too.
I will say it till my dying. Billy Sims gets no respect in this town. It's nuts. The people like me that watched him play, Billy Sims was phenomenal. We can have that conversation in a few years, but Billy Sims.
If it stays on track.
We can have
Yeah,
that
it
conversation.
depends
for
on
sure.
who you got in your top 3.
Billy was unbelievable.
Can Penei Sewell be the best Lion ever?
Billy was unbelievable.
He can
with
be.
Absolutely
That's tough to top
nothing
Barry,
around
though.
him.
No doubt.
Nothing
Single-handedly drugged the Lions to the playoffs.
I'm not like, even with Barry at least had a little help around him, especially later in his career. I think people forget how fucking good Herman Moore was.
Yes, they do.
That's a fact.
Herman Moore, Scott Mitchell in 1995 was next to unstoppable. It really was. It was just like
Herman Moore was catching 100 balls a game before
we're
anybody.
inside the 10-yard line. He's going to throw that fade. I was in a game. That was the first year I was covering the team. I was in a game against Tampa where Tampa took 3 pass interference penalties against him in the end zone to put the Lions at 1st and goal at the 1. He was unstoppable. I mean, it really was. Billy didn't have those weapons around him. So no disrespect to Penei, because as you said, let's wait a couple of years. Let's let things kind of marinate a little
Sean,
bit.
get your shit and get out of here.
Yeah, sorry guys. Later. I'm going to get my Big Mac.
I am happy to see Milt Plum's getting a lot of love in the
Yes.
chat as well. All right, let's take the break. When we come back, Big Ten nickel package, huh?
Yeah.
Second best, everybody. On Lions home game days, Sean Balligan and myself, we're down there doing the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show, the Woodward Sports pregame show live at Second Best. Best chicken sandwich in the game.